Good afternoon. Welcome to GrainTV. My name's Cody Bills. This is Logan Burgess. Today is Thursday, the 24th. We had a little bit of a delay here. Typically, we get export sales this morning, but we did get ethanol production numbers. Let's just take a look at fire tips, see where the market's closed here. Corn traded up 2.5 cents. Beans off a half a penny. Wheat up, or actually down 6 3/4 cents. And Kansas City wheat trading off 9.5 cents. Logan, across the news wires, it is sometimes very difficult to filter out what news is driving the market, what news is important, and what news just isn't. Right. And it seems like there's a lot of news about South America right now, and I was thinking maybe you could filter it down for us.
Yeah, Cody, well, especially for the soybean complex, it seems like that's really been kind of driving the trade here day to day. There's certainly been a lot of different models coming out projecting either plenty of rain for northern Brazil or a lack of rain for southern Brazil here into next week. But I think the bottom line that we need to take a look at is private analyst expectations that have come out this week. We had Oil World come out and raise their projection for the soybean crop out of Brazil by 500,000 metric ton. And we had AgroConsult come out and firm theirs at 84 million metric tons, which is actually higher than what the USDA currently has it factored at. So I think bottom line here, day to day, we're going to be getting kind of whipped around by these weather models, but over the long term, I'm certainly looking for a large crop out of Brazil and Argentina to weigh on the futures market.
Yeah, and what's interesting is the news that's coming out right now, and you talked about analysts revising their estimates for South American crops higher here. Now that's going to be kind of a bearish story, but when you take a look at the price action today, that to me seemed quite bullish. Let's take a look at the daily chart. This is a candlestick chart. Each one of these bars represents 1 day worth of price activity, and as you can see here, this is today's bar. What you notice is that it has a very large wick, and what that means is we started out right around 1440 area or 1436 area. We traded down to about 1415, right around this trend line. And if you back out here, I'm just going to back out, you'll see that that is the trend line for this resistance. It's and that used to be a resistance level. It turned into a support today. And if we drill down into the 5-minute chart, you'll notice, we had this sell-off, and then we hammered out a bottom, kind of a triangle down there, and we broke out of it, had a very sharp move by the end of the day. And what this is kind of telling me right now, and the way I would look at this, is that we just have a lot of momentum. And I really do think there's a good chance we could go trade higher tomorrow and break above this 200-day moving average. I guess I think there's kind of a deviation between the trade technically and the news that's coming out across the wire. And I guess I wouldn't discount the technical. I think the price action really is very powerful. And so perhaps you might want to put a stop below that 1415, the lows of today, and let it ride, see how much this momentum can take us.
Yeah, Cody. If we take a look at corn here, we did see corn trading up 2.5 in today's session. Big news out for the corn market this morning fundamentally was the EIA ethanol numbers that we saw come out. Week on week, we saw 8,000 barrels per day added to production. So it seemed like that put a little bit of a bid in the market today, but certainly right now ethanol production really isn't moving along at a very fast pace, especially when we compare it to years past. And that's largely due to the crush margin right now that those ethanol facilities are facing. So here at Grain Hedge, we're not looking for ethanol production to take a real big pickup here throughout the rest of the marketing year. Certainly the door is still open there for the USDA to need to make a revision lower in their projection of corn going to ethanol.
And one of the interesting things too is that we have this resistance level, this kind of downtrend line, and we're just hugging it right now. We had this rally back, and right now we've been trading right around it and kind of hugging it. And I wouldn't be surprised if we do get some kind of breakout to the upside. Right now the stocks are just too tight. I know that export sales are lagging right now, but we did in the January report show incredible feed demand. So we're going to have to ration that feed demand. Of course, export sales will not look too pretty when you try and ration that feed demand.
Yeah, certainly. And that is kind of lead us in here to Friday. Tomorrow, the big driver in the morning is going to be that export sales sales report. We normally get it on Thursday. Due to the long holiday weekend, though, we will be getting it tomorrow morning. Analysts are expecting wheat export sales between 350 and 550,000 metric tons. Corn, another kind of light week here, 200,000 to 450,000 metric tons expected there. And soybeans, once again, looking for a huge week there, 700 to 950,000 metric tons. And I think it's important to note people are looking for another firm week out of the soy meal export sales, 200 to 300,000 metric tons there. So certainly we'll be keeping an eye on that. The analysts are expecting the trend to continue here. Very weak export sales of corn, strong export sales of beans out of tomorrow's report.
That sounds fair enough. Well, thanks a lot for tuning in, and we'll see you Friday for the weekly wrap-up.